And we are being recorded. Go ahead.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our video number 2. So we are going to be going over the weight loss enhancer products that we have. So just give me 1 second. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and we will get started. Okay, so as we said before, with the different spokes of the wheel, we start with the cellular nutrition, and then we have different targeted health lines that can help with different people. So one of the main ones is going to be weight management. And so we have a number of different products that can help people enhance their weight loss results. So the first one that we have is going to be our herbal tea concentrate. Oh my goodness. This stuff is absolutely amazing. So it is a type of green tea. So you're going to have all of the antioxidants, which is super good for your immune system, that's in a regular green tea. But this type of green tea is very different than others. There's extra herbs in here that really help to rev up your metabolism. So it's a metabolism boosting tea. And there's extra herbs in here that help to balance your blood sugars as well. So not only is this going to give you a great boost of energy, and what I love is that it's a clean source of energy as well, but it's going to help keep your blood sugars balanced so it can also reduce cravings during the day also. So I personally love to start my day with a hot cup, I love raspberry, of tea along with my shake every single morning. And just so you guys know, the tea comes in multiple different flavors. We have lemon and original or peach or raspberry or cinnamon or chai. They all taste great. You just mix it with water. The water can be hot or cold. It's a half teaspoon and it tastes absolutely amazing. Also, just one other little fun fact to kind of share with your clients is that there's a special ingredient here that is known to make people happier. And it's so funny because whenever I mention that to people, all of my clients are like, yes, I'm literally happier when I have my tea. And I know exactly what they're talking about. So this is our herbal tea concentrate. Laura, did you want to add anything?
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay. So you covered it. It was great. And of course, it's a green tea. So you're getting the powerful antioxidants, as Kaylee said, that are going to help build your immune system. Mm-hmm. And the question you're going to have on this is, does this have caffeine in it? Oh. That's one of your first questions. So what I always say, yes, it does have some caffeine, but it's not like typical caffeine. And then, we always need to ask questions on our clients. When they have questions for us, we need to find out more about what they're asking, right? So I'll say, well, what are your sensitivities, or what or can you drink caffeine? And then if they can't, they tell me why and this and that. So first I like to explain to them that this is green tea versus regular tea. Like I used to drink Lipton tea all the time before I was introduced to Herbalife, right? Two different types of teas, and coffee is its separate thing too. And so let's talk about the teas. They come from the same tea leaf, right? And it's just how they're processed. It's differently. When you dry the tea leaves, you dry out all of the antioxidants and you have a high dose of caffeine in it. And that's the kind of tea that we drink in Lipton tea. And then when you steam your leaves, that's green tea. Okay. And the steaming keeps the antioxidants inside. So you have a high dose of antioxidants. And some of the caffeine leaves, not all of it. So you're going to still get caffeine lift from it, and but not like you would like a Lipton tea. And again, that's what Kaylee says, Herbalife has put herbs in it that when you get the lift, you also get a blood sugar spike. Okay, and we grab the blood sugar spike and balance you out, so you have a steady type of energy versus the caffeine energy with the spike and then the drop. And this is why, over time, not right away necessarily, we love if people could switch out their coffee for tea. That doesn't always happen, but those are the differences. And then what I say to people, so listen, maybe they get heart palpitations, or they just get whatever it is, they just can't drink that much coffee. The second thing I say is, that's what's so great about it. It's a powder. And so you could, the normal serving is a half a teaspoon, right? Personally, I take a full teaspoon of tea in the morning when I do my tea. But somebody could take a quarter teaspoon if they were sensitive to the energy, but they're still getting the benefits of the blood sugar balancing. Oh, and the fat burning. Okay, it burns 80 calories, right? And then and the antioxidants. So it's a great product all on its own. And often it will be sold in what we'll call a quick start program, which is the Formula One, the multivitamin, cell activator, and tea. But you can throw it into any program you want.
Okay. And then I just wanted to add, thank you, Laura, is that one serving, a half teaspoon, is 85 milligrams of caffeine. So that's really, most cup of coffees are a little over 100 milligrams of caffeine. So if you're maybe talking to a lady that's pregnant, they're recommended to stay under 200 milligrams of caffeine. So they can still have definitely one serving. They can even have 2 servings of this and still be under the recommended amount on a daily basis. So I just wanted to add that in.
Cool. Okay.
Take it away.
Okay, Prolesso Duo. Okay, so this is a wonderful product. Everybody loves this product, but this is what I'm going to say about this. And you're talking to somebody who's been doing the business for 25 years. I've helped thousands and thousands of people lose weight with proper nutrients in our vitamins and some of the other nutrients we're going to talk about in the shakes. Prolesso Duo was not a necessary thing for them, but Prolesso Duo is pretty cool. Okay, so now we have it. It's a little bit of a costly product. I don't always like to bring it in right away. I rather get the good nutrients into people, but it's a great product to have. So one of the things that happens that when we are always trying to fight our weight, and I was somebody who was in that, that was my life, right, is that we're constantly starving ourselves, right, before we're introduced to a good Herbalife nutrition plan. And often we're starving ourselves of fats too, and some of the good fats. And we need the good fats in our diet. So just like that there's good fats in avocados, there's good fats in walnuts and things like that. But what comes with those good fats is calories. And then so sometimes it's hard to balance how much you're going to have of them. But those good fats are good for your joints. They're good for your brain. They are good for building muscle, which the more muscle we build, the more muscle we have, it'll burn off the fat, okay? So this ingredient has the good fats that we need. It's a powder, and with not as high of calories, it's still a caloric, powder, not as high calories as the fats that we would be eating from the foods. 1 scoop a day mixed in, you can mix it in water and just drink it like a shot. You can put it, we have some clients or some of our distributors love sprinkling it on top of their shake, and it makes the shake kind of taste like a donut.
If you do a chocolate shake and you sprinkle it on top and then you eat it with a spoon, it tastes like a powdered donut. It's really does.
Really weird. It's how it works. You could blend it in your shake. The instructions say to blend it, but this is the deal. It's a very sensitive molecule, and if you over blend your shake, or if you mix it with citrus, which would be some form of fruit, or even our aloe, maybe you're putting aloe in your shake, okay, you're going to mess up the molecule, and it's not going to work as effectively, which is why a lot of us tend to eat it separately or take it separately, or we'll sprinkle it on our shake, or if you add it to your shake, just a quick blend at the very end. But it's a great product, and you try it out for 30 days, be consistent with it, and see, what you're going to see is inch loss, especially in the belly area and the thigh area, that stubborn fat. I usually like to bring it in towards the end of the program, but today with social media, people see all sorts of people doing Prolesso Duo shots, this, that. We have something called donut holes. Ask us about that later. And people want to get the Prolesso, which is great and fine.
Yep.
Super.
Okay, on to the next one. This is our Total Control. So what the Total Control does is that it helps to boost your metabolism and burn fat. Those are some of the bigger things. So again, as people are on their weight loss journey, we start adding in some of the enhancers if they literally want to enhance their weight loss. make it go a little bit faster and bring in some herbal-based vitamins in order to help do that. So the Total Control is an extra really fat burner that's going to rev the metabolism and start burning some more of that fat. What it also does is that it helps you feel just literally more in control during the day. So everybody has a little different kind of how they feel with it, but there's a lot of people that when they take this 1-3 times a day, because that's how most of our vitamins are divided into 1-3 times a day, is that they go, wow, I just have more control with my choices, with my food choices whenever they're taking this. And also the Total Control can give a nice boost of energy as well. So it can help give more energy, burn more, rev the metabolism and burn fat, and help you feel more in control with your choices during the day. Anything you want to add?
Nope. I like mine 1-3 times a day.
Yep.
Some people feel the energy. I don't really feel the energy. And they say, man, that last one is a little bit too much energy. Then they could just take 2 a day.
Yep. And just so you guys know, the Total Control does have some caffeine in it as well. You know, I don't actually have it memorized. It is a little bit of caffeine. So that's if somebody asks. Now, here's what we suggest to say. Again, it's recommended to take 1-3 times a day. We don't suggest you say, oh my goodness, if you have too much energy at night, then go ahead and don't take it. Let them tell you if they have too much energy at night. Because what happens that if you put a negative idea in their head, they're going to have that reaction. And that's just a really good tip to know with everything, is that you never want to say what could happen in a negative way. You more want to say what's most likely going to happen in the positive way, because whatever seed gets planted in their head is most likely what's going to go ahead and they're going to feel that reaction. So again, recommend it 1-3 times a day. If they come to you and say, whoa, I was cleaning the house last night, and then you can say, you know what? And they couldn't get to sleep or something like that, that's when you can say, hey, maybe you should only take it with breakfast and lunch and skip the 3rd vitamin. So that's just kind of always a good tidbit to know, but you never want to plant the seed that they're going to not, have too much energy at night. Okay.
Good. Okay. Cellulose, another one of our enhancers to be taken 1-3 times a day. And this is going to get the lumpy, bumpy look under control, and you're going to lose inches more effectively with this. So what we always say is the fat cells they get like bubbly, right? Here's your little fat cells, and they're full of water and toxins. And that's why you get that lumpy, bumpy look when you see your cellulite. So the cellulose is going to help push the water through the fat cells. So here's your fat cell, and it's going to shrink up. Now, of course, I visualize fat leaving with that. I don't know if it does or not, but I'm going to always visualize that. And so you're going to get that tighter, leaner look with the cellulose. And that's good for men, for their middle area. It's good for women, for any part of their body. And I would highly recommend, 1-3 times a day. It's going to enhance results. And what you want people to get is excited about the results for them to continue to be consistent rather than dribbling things along the way. Okay? Super.
Absolutely. I just want to add a few testimonies that we have. So again, reduces bloating, reduces that appearance of cellulite. That's absolutely incredible. Especially for people that are sensitive to water retention. This is really incredible for them. There's some people that are just extra sensitive when they have salty foods, like their fingers blow up, they blow up. I've had a lot of clients over the years that they're like, oh my gosh, when I started taking this, and we take it on a daily basis, they notice that if they happen to have a meal that was a little saltier, their fingers didn't get as bloated as they used to. And we have one coach that has had actually now 3 healthy pregnancies, all on the Herbalife products. She'll be doing a whole nother product training all about taking Herbalife around her healthy pregnancies. But what was incredible is that you can take these Herbalife products all during her pregnancy. So she was taking the cellulose, and what she noticed is that a lot of the times with pregnant ladies is that they can get a lot of water retention, and it can actually be really painful in the feet and the ankles and the hands and everything. And as she was taking it, her doctor kept saying, like, aren't you like getting bloated? Aren't you having these? And she goes, no, not at all. I'm not having any of this. And she really owes a lot of that to the cellulose on making sure that none of the bloating was happening in the water retention in there. So it's a really incredible product. I love this product.
Yep.
Okay, on to the next one, Snack Defense. Speaking of products that I love. Okay, so Snack Defense helps to balance the blood sugars, which reduces cravings. So typically what we're going to suggest, again, how we suggest for people to eat is a natural way to balance your blood sugars. As you add in things like the multivitamin, the cell activator, and the tea, those also have some extra herbs to balance the blood sugars. But some people still are having some little imbalances with their blood sugars. And maybe they're still getting a little extra snacky, either between that 2 to 4 period of time. Or I always say, if you just finished dinner and the fridge door is open 30 minutes later and you're searching through there, that's what I call a blood sugar drop. It's where you've had your meal or snack and you should be full and satisfied, yet you're looking for something to munch on. And so what the Snack Defense does is that if people are having those snacky times, we're going to recommend they add in the Snack Defense. Typically, we're going to suggest they add it in during that time that they're craving. So if the person is craving after dinner, maybe around 7 or 8 p.m., we're going to suggest for them to take between 2 to 3 Snack Defense with their dinner time vitamins, so their third set of vitamins. Usually you're having it right around dinner time. And what it's going to do, the chromium is going to help to keep the blood sugars balanced. So it's going to help reduce those cravings that they're getting right after dinner. Or if their snacky time is between 2 to 4, you kind of want to take the Snack Defense about an hour before the snacky time typically hits you. And again, it's going to help balance the blood sugars and reduce the cravings. So that's one way that we suggest our clients, or we take it ourselves. Now, there's some people like me, I am very sensitive to my blood sugars, to the point where before Herbalife, I used to get migraine headaches on a daily basis. These products have truly been life-changing for me, because with the vitamins and teaching me how to eat, I've learned how to balance my blood sugars where I don't get them. But again, I'm still very sensitive. So if I go over a half an hour without eating, I can feel that headache coming on. So I actually take the Snack Defense 1-3 times a day with all of my other vitamins. And what it does is that it helps to keep me just more balanced and more in control during the day. And we've really noticed a lot of people that we start to work with, coaches and clients, there's a lot of people with blood sugar sensitivities out there. So there's a lot of people that end up adding this in 3 times a day just to help them feel more balanced and not as easy to get kind of off track with their blood sugars. Is there anything you want to add?
No, that's
Okay.
great. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. Aminogen. Okay. Gym kind of sounds like that, right? And that's actually what this does without working out so much. But yes, you still do have to work out. This is enzymes that help break down our protein and assimilate it into muscle. So here we are. We're getting on an Herbalife nutrition plan. We're working with our coach, and they're telling us to start eating more protein and adding more protein to our diet. Well, our body, we need enzymes in our stomach to break down protein. Some of us, certainly as we age, we don't have as many enzymes, but some of us kind of have a challenged stomach to begin with and may be having some issues with lack of enzymes even when we're younger. And so when you're adding the protein in, sometimes it's a little bit harder to break down, or maybe you're not actually seeing the results as much from working out in the gym and adding protein to your diet. Aminogen will help this. And so, the only testimony, well, I have lots of testimonies on this, but this is what I'm going to say is when this was introduced to our product line, I had already gotten on a program and lost my weight. So, and by the way, if you look through the catalog, I don't even know if they're still sold. Are they sold in Quick Start? No, they're not sold in that different type of thing. I bought what we called an ultimate program when I got started. I had about, pardon me?
Still ultimate.
Okay. 15 pounds I needed to lose. I've been yo-yo dieting my whole life. I worked out constantly, spent 7 years trying to lose my baby weight when my baby, and I still had that baby weight hanging on to me. I needed dynamite to lose this weight. So I told the person who sold me the program, first of all, I said, I want whatever you're doing. So that's a hint right there as a brand new coach. You want the most efficient, quickest results possible so people see the difference with you. So they're saying, I want what you're doing, right? But I wanted the biggest and the best program that there was because I didn't think any normal program would get through to what I was doing. So I bought an ultimate program. That's what my coach sold me, which was all of these enhancers that we're talking about, except Immunogen wasn't one of them because it wasn't part of the product line yet. So it was about a year or two afterwards that I'd lost my weight, and I lost my 15 pounds that I'd spent 7 years trying to lose over the Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays. So within 2 months, I lost it. I lost 3 pant sizes. It was amazing. But I started taking the Immunogen just because I was a good coach, wanted to see, what it did for me. And I think back then I took 1 3 times a day just because I was taking all of my other vitamins and tablets that way. And I wish I had taken pictures, but I didn't because I didn't know I'd get that much of a result. But I noticed all of my rings, and I had a metal watch back then that was very fitted for my wrist. My watch was twirling around my wrist like I couldn't, I'd keep having, it was just amazing. My rings were twirling around my fingers. I'm going like, what is going on? And then I looked at my thighs. I really took a look and I'm going like, oh my gosh, my thighs are thinner and tighter. And this is what the Immunogen did. It helped process and break down the protein I was eating, and it helped sculpt me. And so it's really powerful. So try it out, play around with it. I now take even more than 1 3 times a day. I take 2 or 3 times a day. I've had a thyroid dysfunction since I was 13 years of age. I know that one of the side effects or symptoms of a thyroid dysfunction is that you don't build muscle easily. And so I thought, well, I need all the help I can. So, talk to your coach who's ever working with you and figure it out. But it's great. It's also great for people with just lots of digestive issues. A lot of people with constipation, we add the Immunogen to their program, just lots of times just for weight loss. But all of a sudden they tell us how great their digestion is just from adding the Immunogen and how much more they're going to the bathroom. Gassiness is also not as big of a problem when you're taking Immunogen because it's helping you break down all of your foods. So we do know some people, that would have problems with green peppers or onions. That's not protein, but adding the Immunogen in, they didn't have a problem with that. Yep. Okay.
Yep. Awesome. So again, it helps just to shorten all of that, it helps with digestion, helps breaking down the protein, turning it into muscle, and creating more definition in your body, which is going to get you your desired results. Okay, ThermoBond. So this is what we call our Cheater's Delight. So we are still going to have okay, let me explain what this is. What this product is that it helps to block some of the fat, or it helps for your body to not absorb some of the fat from a meal that you're having that maybe has more fat than you're going to have. So let's say, we're still living as we're on our nutrition plan because this is not a diet. This is really learning how to eat healthy. So there's going to be those meals come the holidays or birthdays, or maybe just Friday night pizza night or something like that, that's going to have more fat than you should be consuming. That's where you really want to add the ThermoBond in, because you're going to want to take about 2 to 3 of these about 20 to 30 minutes before you have your meal. And what it does is it goes in there and it helps your body kind of grab that bad fat, and then it passes it down and then helps eliminate it from your body. So it helps your body to not absorb that excess bad fat from the meal that you're having. Now, just so you guys know, you're not running to the bathroom. This does not happen in minutes or even an hour necessarily. Typically, it's about a couple hours later, or sometimes it's even the next morning, that what you're noticing is that there's just more volume in your bowel movement. And you're like, oh, yep, that was some of that pizza that I just had right there. And so this is really great for that. A lot of us have actually, we take this with our main meal, because just so you guys know, any type of animal protein, chicken, turkey, especially if you're having like even lean beef or something like that, that has more fat in it than something like our shakes. So a lot of us actually add in the Thermobond with that main meal, just because there's going to be more fat in it. Maybe we put a little butter on our green beans or broccoli or something like that. So we're just going to help to use it to eliminate some of that bad fat. And then also, just so you guys know, this doesn't touch the good, healthy fat. So if you cooked with like olive oil or added some avocados, it doesn't have anything to do with, it leaves the healthy good fat, because good fat is good for our body, good for our brains, good for building muscle and all of that. It just helps to eliminate the bad fat from the meals that we're eating. Laura?
Nope, good.
Okay.
Okay, and now we have just a few more of our additional snacks to help you get to your protein number. So when we're working with our clients, we're giving them a protein number to shoot for. And along with foods, we're going to throw in some other ideas here. So we mentioned on the left-hand side of the slide, we've got the protein drink mix, or our nickname PDM. We've got the personalized protein powder, which is our soy and whey blend, which we've nicknamed PPP. And then we've got our incredible, just our snack protein bars, which is 10 grams of protein. I think about 16 grams of carbs, so that matches our 1-to-2 ratio. It stays below that. For every gram of protein, don't eat more than 2 grams of carbs. So you've got 10 grams of protein, and this is about 16. It's staying below the 20 grams of carbs. There are 3 different flavors. They're fantastic. Our soy nuts are 9 grams of protein and 100 calories. They've got cardio salt on them, so a healthy type of salt. Great way of getting some crunchy, salty stuff in there. Our fruit beverage mix we love. It's 2 scoops of it. You just shake it up in water. It'll dissolve within about a minute or two. 15 grams of protein, no carbs, 70 calories. You can add a piece of fruit to it. As your snack. It's just a great way to get more protein into you. And then
I just wanted to add with that beverage drink mix.
Mm-hmm.
It is a great snack. Like Laura said, you could add a piece of fruit to it. You can make it into popsicles. So it's like a great way if you have kids and they need to get some more protein that way. They're really easy to turn into popsicles. And then also, I have some people that they don't like a lot of animal protein. It's kind of hard for them even to get it on their main meal. And so I'll have them add this to their main meal just as an additional 15 grams of protein. If they're not getting that right amount in that meal, it's just a great kind of booster, and you can use it in multiple different ways. I love that.
Yep. And I think that's it. Do we have another slide?
Nope, that will be it.
We'll talk about our Achieve bars. I'm sorry?
Yeah, well, just to mention, we'll mention we do have new protein bars, which are Achieve protein bars. We are loving these because these have 20 grams of protein. So some of us need a little bit more than 10 grams of protein, like what comes in the deluxe protein bars, need a little closer to 20 grams of protein to be a good hearty snack to keep us full for about the next 2 to 3 hours. And that's our Achieve protein bars. And also they've added in protein iced coffee, which is incredible. It comes in either a house blend or a mocha flavor. And so you just shake it up in water. It does have some caffeine in it like coffee, but it has 15 grams of protein, and it is right around 100 calories again. So it's low carb, high protein, great snack for people, great on the go snack.
Okay, perfect. Very good. Thank you, Kaylee. And we're going to say goodbye, and you can check in with us on our next product training. Okay, take care.
See you later.